joke's over with now. I will apologize. Today's kind of an interesting day. We start with wrist locks, and then we're going to go into this. I know a lot of people have been asking me, what the hell is this Earl Grey? So, if you like tea, what does tea come into? It's still taking a second to figure out where we're going with this. You've led a very sheltered life. Okay? So, just put this over here. So, Dan, if you want to come up first, and you stand as my hookie. Oh, 1 second. Perfect. It's nice and fresh. So, I'm going to show you kind of two setups on how to get into this position. One's really nice. The other one, if you've ever rolled with Jay Bell, it's kind of like his style. Okay, I'm going to show you the nice one first, and then we'll work into it. So, from starting off from kind of standard side control, okay, I want to switch it out, and I want to get control of this arm. This is the arm that I want to control. I want to get the underhook on it as best as I can. I'm going to drive up, and I'm putting my head right into his hip. Okay, so if he tries to sit up, he can't. If he tries to generate power with his hip, I control it, and I slide right into a reverse Kesukatami position. Okay, blocking the elbow into the armpit, and I want to underhook and control this arm. Okay. Sometimes guys will try to grab this. You do not try to do this while he's grabbing here, right? I want his arm either here, or if he goes to defend into this position, this is great. So, one little point here to help make this tight and get control for the transition. I'm going to start with palm down as tight as I can. As I'm going to come up and pull him, I'm going to cut my hand into myself, right? So I'm here, I get my control position, I'm going to base out on my right hand, I'm going to base out on my left foot so I can come up. As I come up, I hook it, so I'm pulling him up. I'm going to swing around, drop my knee, the outside of his shoulder, active toes, and now he's getting the Earl Grey. Okay? This is where I want him. Do not be on flat feet. When he's on flat feet, he can push out, right? I don't have a lot of control and he's getting out there, and it's gonna be hard for me to come after him. I wanna be here, head above my hips, so I have power, so when I wanna pull, I can squeeze, and I can really control him. So if Dan tries to move and maneuver and get out of this, it's pretty tight, right? Versus if I'm here, he goes to maneuver and gets out, he's got room to move. Now, exactly, okay? So the first thing I want you to do, get in this position, hook it in, you're gonna base out, right hand, left foot, column up, set your position, active toes, sit back, get it in, squeeze, and bring this in tight, and sit back proud. And just have your partner kind of move around a little bit, okay? My whole thing, you know, they talk about submission before, position before submission. To me, it's controlled position before controlled submission. I can't control this. I don't have the right to go after his arm. Okay? If he can move and get around, I have to control that first, or I'm going to lose him in transition. So right here, let your partner move around a little bit. Okay? And then we'll get into the fun and games how I'm going to tackle. Right? So on 2, we're going to say sorry. 1, 2, sorry.
It's okay, yes. Sometimes the arm might run up like that.
But here's the transition here. I'm in my standard side control. Okay, I'm going to switch to kind of like a judo side control. We're controlling the hip. I'm coming over top. I grab the arm. I drive my head into his hip. Athletic stance. I drive. I drop. Okay, right on. I want him, bam. I want him thinking about that head and driving him in. And I'm putting all that weight. Okay, and get the control. Posture, posture, pull him up and drive. I do not want his arm inside. When that arm's inside, he can start playing around with my base, right? And then now, I gotta play. Worst thing you can get on his bicep, but I wanna be the outside so that I'm pinching his head and controlling that posture and position, okay? So from here, we're gonna go with the Kimura first. We're not gonna get into crazy how many times the guy defends this, you do this, do this, do this. Okay, I just wanna show you kind of the basics from here, and then we can play a little bit and you can ask me questions later at open mat. So once I'm here, Kimura grip that I like to use, this, okay? Middle finger goes to the wrist. I get at the very end of the lever, okay? Here I'm 2 inches higher up. I get it down here, and it's almost like you know, a ball at the end of a rope. I'm gonna do the same thing to my wrist. Doesn't matter if thumb is, thumb over, doesn't matter. Boom, I have him, I'm in tight. If he's down here, I'm gonna press and pull, right? I'm never gonna get into one directional fight with my opponent. Because if he's strong, I'll never get it. But if I go down and out, he can't react. He's gotta decide which direction I wanna react to. Now, everyone wants to go for it right here, okay? You might get it here, but let's talk about the control. I'm gonna take my wrist, I'm gonna place it right on his hip bone, right on his belt. Now his wrist is behind his back. Mechanically disadvantaged. If I let his wrist stay here, he's still strong. Okay? He's strong here, he can defend. As soon as it's here, it's game over. I've got it. And I can sit here on my knees, putting the pressure onto his hip, so as he's still trying to scramble and move, I've got him. Okay? I've got him still in this position. So the transition now is I slide my forearm, contact all the time, elbow till it hits the floor. Notice I'm still on my knees. Now I switch. I got this headlock in. I should be able to ride him here for a long time. Okay, Dan starts to move around. I get it. Okay? To do the finish, this arm, I don't have to get it here. This is ideally, if I can get it here, this is the best. Most people aren't gonna let you get this, right? They're gonna do the stiff arm. That's great. This is what I want. I really want this. Let him feel a little bit safe. This hand is gonna go, and gonna park his wrist and his arm as far as it'll go till it stops. This one's gonna be the breaking arm. All I'm gonna do here is a little lever. Pop it. Watch. If I try to bring his arm behind his back, look at the distance. Right? My body starts to move, I start losing. When I get here, boom, I'm still in my base. The guy's big, I turn my wrist over, and I pop him here. Okay? I'm doing a Kimura where I'm breaking his elbow. Okay? I'm gonna break his elbow, and if that breaks and he still goes, then I'm taking out the shoulder. Okay? Take that away from him. So don't get into this, because I can like lose this and then I'm gone. Right? I don't want that. I want to have the stability that I'm sitting on his hip. Okay, I call it power line. I'm controlling the transverse, as Eric talked about it yesterday, from his shoulder on the floor to his hip. I can ride this out for a long time. Okay? So I want to keep that. So I'm going to park it as far as it'll go, that I don't lose that balance and stability, and then I'm just going to go. And that's it. Okay? I'm going to hold on to it. Middle finger at the wrist, middle finger at the wrist. If you like thumbs over, that's fine, doesn't matter with this grip. Boom. There's no space between my wrist and his. This is why I like it. In nice, nice and proud. Place it. Okay? You can sit here, then you do what Christian does. Right? And I've got this locked in. And I'm still driving into him. I've got his head controlled. It's pinched between my knees. He's not going anywhere. I'm going to slide my elbow to his hip. Drop it. Now I switch my hips. So if you see how my feet are, he's locked inside. He's trapped inside. He's not going to. You might get a big guy where you have to do this, which is fine. I just don't want him to be able to lift that head and maneuver. So I'm here. Okay, get him close. Right? Strong T. Here, my hand that's on the wrist, I'm going to park it. As soon as it doesn't go any further, I'm here, and then now all I'm going to do is use this as the lever and get the tap. Okay? Makes sense? Need to see it again? And the worst thing is then I bail out, and I'm right back to my starting position if I have to. Okay? No arm in, nothing where he's hooking or controlling my hip, and I can safely get out of there if I need to. Make sense? Yep.
You do it one more time.
Yep. Yep. I'll do the whole sequence. So I'm in my side control. Boom. I'm going to come in, kind of snowplow, but when I say snowplow, people that are, from Canada kind of go, what the hell is a snowplow? So I'm here, I slide. So some of this transition here, look, I slide this around, right? I'm always in contact. I can't lose it. Here, now I'm going to drive my head into his hip. And I can hang out here and play and drop it and see if his head's there. And I'm just going to keep maneuvering, driving it and driving it and driving it until I've got him where I want. This is grinding, okay? Cauliflower. Hand on top, as tight as you can get it. Okay, so I don't want him to escape from here. Plant, lift him up, in it. If I put my knee on his bicep, he's gonna pull away. Slap it. Give it to him. Boom. Don't be nice. Get that slap, drop it. Elbow. Lock it in, park it, break it. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, come!
Let's try to lock my head in. You can. Yep, that's it. So Dan's here and he's getting it, and he lets my hand inside. Look, I can start defending.
Right, and now I can reverse it on him, jump and go. Right? When he's got me down here and he's pinching my head, I can't do that. Right? I'm in a much disadvantaged position. The cool thing about the human body is if I put my hand there, my foot goes there. My hand's up here, I have a real hard time doing that unless I can turn over, and he's blocking me from doing that. And not to say you can't get this with the arm inside. I mean, if you're quick and you get it now, yeah, you can get it. But all I need to do is start to push, and now I'm out, and I can start playing my game. Okay? So I just don't want to give him any opportunity of being able to get it. Make sense? You guys can play with that a little bit. So let's go back. Any more questions? Anyone having problems getting to here? Okay, so I'm here and I'm sitting. So I want the control the whole time. So I can sit out, hang out here. Elbow comes across, it drops. I still have control, boom. I'm still controlling his hips in his head the whole time. Right? Like Burt Reynolds, right? If anyone's old enough to remember that, I'm here. Okay? I've got this. So even if for some reason I lose the arm, okay, I still have it. I can still control. Worst case, then I can default back to something else and start my sequence all over again. Okay? So let's talk about armbar. So come back on your side. So we're here now. And for whatever reason, maybe he's defending really well. Okay? I'm not able to get that arm up. He's got it tucked in, gi or no gi, doesn't matter. I don't want to lose the Kimura grip. This Kimura trap, okay, is a really strong controlling position, okay, to control that. I can control his elbow. As soon as he let go on anything, I can have it. If I just kind of bail it here now, I've given up on a really nice control point because I can lean into him here. Right? I can put pressure on him here, kind of make him suffer a little bit. So I go, all right, I'm going to go for the armbar. So Christian kind of talked about it yesterday. Sometimes you need a post. If you need to post to do this with the armbar, flare your hand, okay, and tuck it in. So I have it. Don't just do this because that slips off. When it's here, he tries to move it. I still have it. Okay, so I'm going to be here and I pop up. Boom. So I'm sitting right on his shoulder. Okay, I'm right here. My knees are wedges. Okay, I'm comfortable in this position. My head is above my butt. Okay, so if I have to bail out, I just stand up and walk away. Okay? So I'm gonna be here. If you're not good at that and you have to do this, that's fine. Doesn't matter. But this is why it really helps when you're on active toes, because I can lean into them and I can pop up. Another reason why I don't want this arm inside, if I try to do this armbar transition and his arm's inside, he's gonna sweep me. And I've lost it. Okay? So I want to be here, boom, lean in, pop up. And chill, be relaxed. So I'm digging this in towards his chin. Because when I do my transition, I want to drop it on his head. Okay? He wants to sit up. I'm not going to let him sit up. I'm going to drop that on his head. Boom. Here, if you have to do this a few times, do it a few times. I'm going to land sitting up with my wedge. If I can get it across, that's fine. And now what I like to do, if I stay inside, it doesn't matter where it is. When guys get a little, punchy or active and they want to sit up, I just give them a little. You're not getting up. People do not like this, and they'll forget about this. That arm will go down there and try to get that, which is fine. And I'm going to finish the arm. So let's talk about the armbar. So I'm sitting up. My legs are unweighted, right? But I'm sitting up, nice posture. This is always going to stay connected. I do not let this elbow, this upper part of his arm, get away. I'm going to hug it for death.
I'm here. So even if he has like a decent grip, once again, we talk about now, how do I peel the onion? Lots of ways to strip grips. But what I want you guys to think about is here. I'm gonna come in underneath, I'm gonna bring that into my elbow, and I want his knuckles towards my chest. Okay? Now I pull. Really hard now to do a twister escape or whatever, hitchhike or whatever you call it from here. I'm gonna bring it around. I'm gonna grab it with both hands. I'm gonna scooch my hip a little bit. I bring this over my hip. So if I have his left hand, I'm gonna break it over my left hip. I have his right hand, I break it over my right hand. Same thing. One hand pushes it over to park, the other one's gonna pull down to break. If I'm here like this, okay, if he's flexible, or if I got a big belly, right, or whatever, I'm not gonna get it. Here, there's empty space. Fill it. Boom. Little hip. Right here. Okay, so one more time. I got him in the transition. He wants to hug down and hold it, that's fine. I'm gonna use that and drive my forearm in. Just gonna hop up on him, right here. Drop. Get over, and I hold. If I have to, I give him little shots. Okay, if he does start to sit up, flare it, give him the old nut crack. He's gonna let that go, and you're gonna catch that arm. Okay? But what I want to focus on is I'm not pulling straight back. This is one direction. Okay? If I try to do this on someone like the size of Juan, it ain't happening. He's gonna beat me on that, on his strength. But if I get in here and I can start to pull and twist, I've got it. As soon as I'm here. Now I can go back, close my knees, swipe it over, get both hands. I turn my hip just a touch. I break it over. Twisting, pulling, breaking. Okay? Get all that spiral action in there. Take all the slack out of his joint and break it. Okay? Make sense? This, if I'm here, he pulls his arm straight, he goes out. When it's over here, he goes to pull his arm, can't get it. So I have control here. Even if I have to start thinking about doing something else and coming back to the start point, I'm going to have the advantage and the ability to do it. Okay? So one more time, we'll go right from the sequence. Yep. Okay, how do you want to see it? Right here? All right. Okay. You're trying to do it on my blue belt side. All right. So I have control. He's pulling the arm down. So I say, that's fine. I'm going to put weight into him, right? I'm going to be heavy in play. That allows me now to pop up in posture. And I try to drive my heel right in underneath his chin. Right, and I can sit here. I got time, right? I'm winning. I'm looking at his coach. Right? I'm there. Okay, I've got it. Then I go, boom. I drive it. I come over. But see, when I do that, this releases, right? Because he's worried about that. I cause a major extension of his body. As soon as I get here, I'm like trying to rear naked choke his wrist. Now, I close on my knees, come back, catch, pop my hip to the side, drive it down, and twist. Okay? Make sense? Sorry on two. 1, 2. All right, let's go.